Hi there, and thank you for clicking on this video. We're just going to be going over the DevStream 175. I didn't get a chance to watch it when it came out. I know, rip two Umbral Formas, but I've seen some like screenshots and clips of some of the more interesting things. So let's just watch it together. Going to give my thoughts on it. You know, apostrophe because everybody has an opinion. But, alright, let's get started.
Everyone, and welcome to DevStream 175. Thank you so much for being here. Steve's gonna put a Christmas bow.
How do I do it?
Just put it in there. It's a Christmas bow.
How do I do it?
There you
Yeah,
go.
and then push it. Coming to Warframe, I don't know where that segue went. In December, beginning of December, starting December 1st, we are going to be doing Tannobomb.
Yes.
And as part of Tannobomb, we'll have some great alerts. We'll have some amazing glyphs that we're getting that are commissioned by the community. They're beautiful, fantastic. But as well, we're bringing something back called Snow Day Showdown.
PvP.
PvP.
This is a snowball conclave. It's just a very for fun, very kind of whimsical conclave event that we will be bringing back this year for the first time in
It's been a while.
5 years, 4 years?
Yeah.
It's been that long.
I think it has.
It's been a while, and we thought, you know what? 'Tis the season for the reason to bring it back. So it's coming back.
And you can earn conclave standing in it, I believe.
I believe you can.
If I'm wrong, blame Steve in his costume. If I'm right, thank the devs. But
Thanks,
yeah.
devs.
Thanks,
It's just a fun little snowball event for conclave.
Well, the winter times are having. And then last bit, or second last bit of housekeeping is the heirloom collection is ending soon.
Yes.
It will, at the stroke of midnight, December 31st, the current Megan Frost heirloom collection will be going away. So if you wanted to get it, now is the time. And I believe we mentioned last DevStream, maybe the one before that, that if we continue with heirlooms, they are going to be drastically different.
We have a pretty radical redesign in mind if we go forward with it next year. We'll probably talk about it at TennoCon next year, but as it stands, the heirloom debut will be leaving the store as planned at the end of this year. So that Meg, Frost, Signas, Platinum, and all those things you do have until the end of the year for
Yeah,
those.
there you go.
I
And
thought what you said when at the stroke of midnight, you will be visited by 3 ghosts.
the
That's what I thought you were going to
the
say.
ghost of heirlooms passed at that point. Yeah.
Actually, maybe we were visited by those ghosts. The ghosts of community FOMO, the ghosts of community. Like we were Scrooged.
We were ghosted.
We were definitely visited by some ghosts.
Yeah, we got Scrooged. Anyways,
Scrooged?
also coming in the very near future, nearest as November 29th, is our
Alright, I'm not going to go over the whole heirloom thing. I made an entire video on it. If they honestly earn their lessons about that, we'll have to see, because FOMO isn't really a huge part of Warframe. Obviously, it's dipped its toe in that. Hopefully, the Mag and Frost come back. I could see the heirloom collection being maybe like a once a year thing for TennoCon. Like every year, 2 frames get heirloom collection skins. That would be pretty dope if it was like a TennoCon thing, where it came out at the same time and everything got brought back. And like each one got like a unique Syandana or Signet or whatever the hell it's called. Obviously do the pricing difference, and maybe you lose something with it where it's like where maybe the initial pack, the pack that's available at first, you get like something unique with it. But if they learn their lesson, then I think everybody can agree that it's, you know, let bygones be bygones with that. It's just, God, it was pretty poorly executed, and unless you're trying to catch up on fashion, and you're a later player where you have most of the things like I am, Regal Aya doesn't really have too much of a benefit for you unless you're trying to catch up on fashion. Or the couple of people during the video that I talked about it were like, oh, I collect Noggles, and it's like, you know what you're paying for those? Like, obviously, you know, get Noggles if that's your thing. I can't criticize. I've got some dumb shit that I collect too. And so it's just, everybody has their thing. It's one of the things that's, you know, wonderful about Warframe is that it's a sandbox. Once you get to the higher levels, it's make the game whatever you want. Like, if you like doing Eidolons, do Eidolons. If you like doing survivals, do survivals. If you like doing disruptions, conservation or something like that, do whatever you want, right? But I still think this pack should have been maybe critiqued a little bit more. But if they learn their lesson, it is what it is. But saying
Next,
Scrooge,
Nightwave
I mean, they're trying to make a
Volume 5
joke
hit
out
back
of
to
it,
your
right? They're
room. I
rolling
love
off
to
of
see
each
it.
other's
November 29th, we will have Nora's Mix Volume
Each
5
other's
launching.
jokes,
There was a
but-
tiny bit of a sneak peek on the live build the other day. It was a
ghost.
It was a ghost.
I like the
oh,
armor.
God.
Ghost of
That's
Nightwave
not the
Future.
season for Ghost.
I love how that kicked off like a witch hunt. Like, who put it live? Who put it? Fess up, DM
I
me.
was just asking.
Papa wanted blood.
I just wanted to know what happened.
Who's touching a live database? Who can touch a live database? It was so funny.
Track it down.
And the
Yeah.
answer was, we'll never know.
I think the answer was someone touched it like a year ago. It was just sitting in the queue like a time bomb,
Yeah.
waiting to go off. Could have been
No,
anyone.
thankfully, I don't have access
never
to
know.
that.
We blame no one. It was the ghost. But it will be launching on November 29th. This theme is Fire and Ice, which is a spicy theme or a blast theme.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, a couple of the rewards you might have seen
Feels
on
rehearsed
the.
to me. You guys have been rehearsing this.
It was it.
Okay.
Just the synergy there.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
We're excited to be here. You might have seen some of the rewards. I have a couple assets to show. One of them is a fiery Scientana, if you
shit.
will.
Yeah,
Oh.
nice.
And another one is a icy armor set.
Props to the team for capturing them in environmental appropriate areas,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
cold mountaintop versus
Thematic, baby.
Furno.
We love
Hopefully
it.
it works
Media
with
team
Ember and
killing it with the
Frost.
stuff
Oh
for showing
my
today, by the
God.
way.
We'd
Props
like
to
to come
them.
over to
Yeah.
gameplay very
Gameplay?
quickly. Yeah.
What the handkerchief?
Just gonna show it. With
The
Nightwave Volume
shell?
5. I mean, if you saw it, you saw it for about 30 minutes.
Let's see. We got tokens, relics, I guess. Weapon slots for new bros doing the Nightwave. For those that aren't familiar with it, is Warframe's battle pass, if you will. You get plat-based stuff for free or for effort into the game, where normally you would have to spend plat on it. It's generally not too expensive stuff, but Warframe and weapon slots are a regular occurrence at these, though you don't have to go up into the higher tiers past 30. I highly encourage everybody to at least get to rank 30 on this, which is where the rewards stops, and then it gets into like evergreen territory. Not because it lasts for forever, but because Nightwave tends to sort of hang there for a couple of weeks after it should have gone away. But Noggles, relics aren't too common, but like glyphs, armor sets. 1 year there was a ship that you could get. You might have seen it, the Nightwave ship. It looks really cool. I mean, I don't use it right now. I use the tiny one, the Parallax. But there's all sorts of interesting and useful things, and obviously with every Nightwave, there's an Umbral Forma. There's really good stuff, so if you're brand new, make sure to get this. At least get it to 30. And the only thing that's like time sensitive on the missions is the daily ones. Make sure you're doing those. Make sure you're doing all the missions, the daily missions every day. You can see the little timer here. The rest of them are weeklies. And any of them where it's like a week mission or an elite weekly, you can recover those later. So anyway, and Nightwave 5 is coming out today. I'm recording this on the 29th.
It's maybe less, but with this Nightwave does come some of the changes that we talked about a couple dev streams back. We removed some acts, we've added some Duviri ones, we've tweaked a couple of them, so you might see some different acts show up in this Nightwave. And then
Okay,
of course
they
we have
removed
some really
some,
fun, like I mentioned, Fire and Ice
Duviri's
themed
now on
rewards.
there.
My sweet baby Ember Vermilion is back. We got some Kubro armor. Look at that! Look at the puppy.
Oh, this.
puppy.
Oh my God! It's Frost Harkin.
You can match
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Frost
yeah.
Harka. Look at that!
What is that? That might go well with, what is it, Frost? I forget what skin it is, but there's a Frost skin that has horns. Maybe Oberon.
Oh my God.
Look how
That
cute
is
he
Fashion
is!
Framers
Oh,
will
he's
figure it out.
adorable.
The operators with Gord.
Oh, look, let me get that little look at it. Oh, it's cute.
Last Meg.
Sorry. So we got a lot of really, really great stuff in this kitty. Kitty.
And as CEO, that is
Hold on,
definitely.
they just
Oh, look, let me
through
get that
it.
little look at it. Oh, it's cute.
Okay, the critical mutation mod. We saw that companion weapon riven mod. All right. The Scientana from the old Nightwave.
Last Meg.
Sorry. So we got a lot of really,
Glyph, What
really.
is that? Arcane Pulse, I think.
That
It's
is
a fire
not
Kubro, not a
any-
Firefox.
Anyway, Auraforma, Umbral
Oh, yes,
the
right,
back,
sorry,
Cyandarn are the
Firefox,
new
it's
one.
Ignore the green.
Any
Anyways.
resemblance to people living or dead is a coincidence.
Yep. And Sevagoth is not a JoJo reference.
Yes, exactly.
Neither is Albert Contratti. Nope. Anyways, November 29th, that will go live on all platforms. You can participate in the new Mix Volume 5. Are we ready to get into it?
I feel like we're already into
We're
it.
in.
Yeah,
We
but
can't
let's
even
keep
get
going.
out.
You're already-
Yes,
you're already-
Yes, I was just
What is the energy level? What is happening?
we're excited.
We're just so excited to
Oh,
be here.
it's Venties, is it?
Yeah, it's Venties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a 1,000 Platinum giveaway to a lucky Twitch viewer. Chat, you look great today. I just gotta say,
Yeah.
thank you for being here. We're really excited to show you.
All right, the trailer for the new
Early Christmas present
expansion.
is actually another present in the package that you can't open until the Game Awards.
You saw
which you
TennoCon,
also
you
can't
saw-
open until the update actually comes out. So it's a present in a present in a present starting today. The next present's December 7th at the Game Awards, and then the last present is sometime in December when the update actually launches.
Correct. And also a very exciting part of that trailer is Warframe is the official Twitch drop of the Game Awards.
That's right.
So you can earn yourself a straight up Sevagoth just for watching the Game Awards for I believe 30 minutes. Obviously, you know, with Whispers in the Wall, Sevagoth Deluxe is coming, so it just feels right.
The Glaucus skin.
The Glaucus skin and the Gilly Chap shoulder plate.
That's
Oh,
right.
we love it. So you can earn yourself Sevagoth for watching the Game Awards, and like Reb said, get your next present. There's two presents, Sevagoth and the
yeah,
release
it's actually,
date.
yeah, this is it took a lot of time to wrap these, but we did it. And it is, yeah, what is it? What's the doll name? Like
Nesting doll?
Yeah, but it has like a special Mary
Matrushka.
Matrushka doll.
my goodness.
Yeah. Thank you.
Matrushka.
Well, if that wasn't a trailer and that was a trailer for the gift, I still think it was super cool.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yep.
Shout out to the team who put it together.
Love everything. Visuals, audio, everything.
And it should be live on our
Edit,
YouTube
so
channel
great.
as well if you want to check it out later. Really analyze that.
Yeah,
date.
there's some things to analyze in
I
that
did
video.
see a little sneaky frame in there.
Yes,
It's pretty cool.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll leave that with you. All right, we are now going to get into Whispers in the Walls and everything that's going to come with it. We have 4 buckets. No, I'm just kidding.
But I think, okay, so we're not going to do, that's an inside
If you know, you
If
know.
you know. There is I know some people are
Before you even approach Whispers in the Walls, we
skip
talked
ahead.
about Story Skip. Well, sorry, Steve talked about Story Skip on the last stream.
I don't
Please
remember
tell
that. I don't remember this.
Yeah, so that was a really interesting thing you brought up last stream.
Was it now?
Yeah, do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I was talking about a paid
Forget.
story.
This was
skip,
such
I
a
think.
garbage idea.
Okay, so last
yeah.
dev stream, the problem that was raised was, hey, we have a 10-year-old game and we're releasing a new cinematic quest that's at the tail end of all that. We're going to give players the ability to pay to skip the story and just be ready. We are no longer doing that. We are doing 2 different things that we think achieve the same goal, which is get players into Warframe, into our content. So
If they're listening to the community about this, I know I've talked about this. How Warframe has layers and layers and layers of power systems on it. If they actually, let me just see what they're gonna use to speed this up. Hold on.
we are no longer
Talking
doing
about
a paid
ass.
story skip. That is not what we're doing. The first thing we're doing is we're just making the story more accessible, just as a base feature of the game. Which means right now, if I were to log in and try and play all the quests to get ready for Whispers in the Walls, there's a lot of real-time day waits in there. So a full day would need to pass between every mastery rank. So something like the War Within, it's a mastery rank 5 quest. I have to wait 5 real days to get there. So if I start playing the game at the Game Awards when I download it, I actually can't even get to the War Within until 5 real-time days have passed. So what we're doing is we are completely decoupling mastery rank from main campaign story quests, which means that if you have the time, you can go through all the story quests, in a day in theory, from Second Dream to War Within to the Sacrifice to Chains of Harrow. There's just no mastery rank required to do that core story play anymore. So that's kind of the most radical change, I would say, for the game after the Whispers in the Wall update launches.
Am I getting credit for this or are you?
She's fixing your mistake.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
fixing your
okay. I
mistake.
just want to make sure.
And by me, I mean the team. I'm just giving you the good news of our brilliant team. So this was
So that sounds good.
I like that about Rebecca. If you heard what she just said, not me, the team. Sign of a good leader.
So
sounds very good.
that's step number 1.
Okay.
And then, as a result of that, there is a lot of story and themes in Warframe with little details. So what we're doing is when you finish the quest, you'll be able to sort of access this strange area that lets you get a recap of everything you played. So we have a presentation here that's on our. This is going to be in game as well. I'm sure you can imagine where. But what Megan's going to show you here is our way to approach giving players a story recap, essentially. So Megan, if you just want to go through, there's some really interesting things here, some themes, maybe some stylistic choices, and you can kind of go through and read about.
Was this Operator, Lotus, Conflict, Void, Hun House, Stalker, Zeraman, Queens, Sentinel, Ballas, Drifter, Kalymos? Okay.
About, maybe you haven't played since the New War and you kind of forget some things. There's going to be some information here. Close it, don't let it.
I heard her say close it. Let's see what it says. The laboratories are sealed. Watch for the chosen operator. Known data. The operator is a Tenno. The Tenno was a specialist warrior in service to the Oroka, masters of the Origins system. The Tenno piloted warframe, suits of sophisticated battle armor. They fought alongside the Dax, augmented human warriors who were more numerous and less effective than the Tenno. Tenno existed to battle the sentients, evolved machines hostile to the Orokin and their way of life. Complications, the Orokin Empire fell, only artifacts remain. The war with the sentients, the old war is long over. No Tenno have been seen for centuries. I'm not sure how relevant this oversimplification is anymore. I mean, obviously this is like really loose, right? But if somebody is burning through missions, like, or burning through quests, I mean, it's like the Cliff Notes, which is a dated reference, but it's like a shorthand for what happened. I don't know. They can always edit this. I mean, this is okay. But like the issue with this is one of the biggest things, and this is maybe something that I find super important, but let's be honest here. Warframe's lore and the quest lines are fucking phenomenal. Okay? I feel like any sort of like skip or allowing you to get past the quests or to burn through them, because if people are trying to get to new content, they're trying to get to it as fast as possible, and you're going to get somebody that tries the game from whatever this game's emporium or game show or whatever it is. I'll figure it out when it goes live. But the main thing that made me fall in love with Warframe was the lore, was how you got to move around the maps, you know, the parkour and everything. But these are some of the best things that I've ever played, is the quest line in this game. Like, I'm not sure how much I can talk about it, because this is going to be like a new player thing, right? Like, if you're an old head or you have all the quests completed, like, this isn't going to be relevant to us, but this is going to be part of the new player experience for people who are trying to speed through to new content. And it just feels like instead of getting to understand the best part of Warframe, you're going to be looking at this black and white screen, which, by the way, this isn't what computers looked like in 99. Listen, computers weren't that great in 99, but we had fucking color, okay? We still had CRT monitors, and like LCDs and flat panels were like in their infancy, but like we still had color, right? Like 99 wasn't that long ago. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so
I'm doing something. I'm doing something.
1 egg is 40 eggs. So there's this will be available not only on the website but also in game itself for players. So
Yeah.
so that's sort
I
of
really like the modern approach you took to this interface design.
yeah, this is sort of state of the art
Yep.
design. So that's bucket one.
Skeuomorphic, but like taken. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shout out to the team for this nice little package here. It'll be available on web and in game. And that is.
And it comes with Windows 3.1.
It comes with Windows 3.1.
Yes, okay.
There's a lot. I thought you meant the update. Yeah, sure, it comes with Windows 3.1.
Sorry.
So, okay, so that's plan one, is to address the story. We've just made the game easier to play. Now, what we have done with the idea of a skip is we're just doing a level pack now. So a player can buy our new Initiate Power Pack, which gives them a Rhino, a Nova, some mods, ranked frames, and enough content for them to get to Mastery Rank 3 just in that pack for other things. So say things that require Mastery Rank still will be sorties and ribbons. So we are selling an Initiate Power Pack. You already know about our Initiate Pack with Ember and some mods. We're just redesigning it to be solely focused on
That could
the
be kinda
level
cool.
skipping side of things.
I
So
wonder
that's
if
its
the
own
mods
pack that
will
will be
be
for sale
ranked.
with Whispers in the Walls as well. So you can buy the power, initiate power pack, and then the game itself is just more streamlined so that you can play that main story without those 24-hour gaps between mastery ranks.
There you go.
So that's what's happening.
I think I have a little bit of a slide, don't I?
Do you have a little bit
Just a little bit of a slide, just basically going over what Reb said. And a reminder, the prerequisites for Whispers in the Walls is Heart of Deimos with the New War. You can probably understand why Heart of Deimos is on there as well. And another thing off of what Reb said about the quest optimizations, not only are we decoupling, we're also changing some of the quests to be main story versus side quests, so it really gives you that correct linear path to get you to Whispers in the Wall, and you're not
Prerequisites for Whispers on the Wall, Heart of Deimos, and the New War. Geez, how much time is that still locked behind? The New War is buried behind several quests. If they're getting rid of Mastery Rank, and let's say somebody picks up the game for the first time, and they beeline to Whispers in the Wall, you're going to end up with a new player who could potentially be MR0 going into Deimos against enemies that are whatever the mission level is that they're in, because you have vaults, right? And still needing to fight mechs at MR0. And they're not going to have the endo. Oh my god, could you imagine somebody with like a regular star chart setup completing that? But they're going to have some good stuff, right? You're going to have the quest rewards. So like the Broken War, the Nadaruk, the Zorus. They should have... Would they have the Sun and Moon? No, I think the... No, you're not going to need the Sun and Moon. So they would have... So you would have like a new player... Say they get the Initiate Pack. At least they would have Rhino. That is a... Let's be honest here. Rhino is a really good start. It's also like one of the first fucking frames you can farm. Like, that is the frame that for like quote unquote initiating somebody into like farming a frame. Like, that's generally the first frame that you farm. So I'd have liked to have seen something a little bit later, ideally. But at least Rhino was a good start. I'd like to see the mods in the pack have some ranks on them. Because otherwise you're going to end up with people in content they're not supposed to be in. But because they've been accelerated all of a sudden, you're going to potentially end up with somebody who went screw MR altogether and beelined it to Whispers in the Wall, but still being a new player. So the main story and side quests, if they rearrange the order for them, and somebody does the minimum requirement, which some people will do because obviously everybody loves to optimize, you could end up with somebody with like a Nadaruk and like a Broken War going up against mechs in the vaults, trying to get their own mech. And I think that's going to be Cancer. Hopefully they throw some ranks on those mods for the new players, but I just see that being absolute Cancer.
kind of bouncing all over the place. So those are just a few things that we're doing to get you there, to get Whispers in the Walls in your hands.
Because the fact
as soon as
is
possible.
even if
new
you
player, mid star chart, anything like that, we'll get you there. And this is how we're doing it.
The MR,
Now, Whispers
they
in
still
the
don't
Steve,
have
so
the
thanks
ranks
for
on the
really digging a hole
mods.
for me last upstream, but
Yes.
I'm a good teammate and I brought you
What I
over.
wanted to do is just lower everyone's expectations.
No, I see.
So it's just so easy to give them what they actually want.
Wow, a businessman at heart.
Oh, God. But yeah, it sounds good. And I think, we've always, from the beginning, figured out we wanted, if you can pay to support Warframe, it's more about time and
Yeah.
not winning or
Yeah, this is
paying
this
for
is just
power
stuff you could
necessarily.
get. Yeah.
It's for time.
Yeah, you're not getting exclusive power. You're just getting.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like Prime Access. You can buy the frame and get Gauss right away. I mean,
Oh,
Sorry.
my God.
What was the lecture that we got before?
God. the talking to that we got before the stream started. Like us two specifically. We got like lectured. We almost had to sign NDAs to appear here because we weren't supposed to
My
talk
whole
about
stream is
anything.
ruined. Oh, my random show is garbage.
Oh my god.
Anyways, let's talk about Whispers in the Walls,
Can't
shall
blame
we?
that one on me.
No, I really can't.
Nope.
It's okay, Ru. All right, Whispers in the Walls. Coming in December, you'll know when at the Game Awards. But let's talk about the quest. What you saw at Tenno Live, the debut of Whispers in the Wall, with that little flavor of 1999, meeting Arthur, Albert Contrati, that is entirely part of the Whispers in the Walls quest. So everything we
Guess
showed you
the
at
new
Tenno
Frames
Live, you will
Gals
actually get to
Prime.
play it for yourself. That includes the Grimoire, everything about it, and more.
Yes, the quest picks off right where you saw Tenno Live end. So you'll be playing through that in your own speed, your own pace. You might not take it slow like we did because we wanted to show it off. But yeah, you will be essentially continue right from where you started, so, or where you last saw.
Yeah, and to maybe give yourself a little refresher for Whispers in the Wall, and we've been saying this, it's a twofer. There's 2 tile sets in one. Not only are we going to finally explore the Entrati Labs, oh, look at that staircase, spooky, scary. Finally, for the first time, we get to see the Entrati Labs. The crazy tech going into a hub is on its own a monumental
Yeah,
accomplishment.
this is our first hub space that goes from a procedural tile set to an open world. So we're expanding, making it go deeper and wider.
You can go to next.
Jeez. Just some of the word choices. Keep going.
What?
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
expanding. This is
Deeper and wider.
deeper and wider. We're expanding.
We're gonna kill Rue.
I love this screenshot. This is so cool.
This is the vessel that you might have seen.
Look at how
during
cool
Tenno
that is.
Live.
So nice.
It's incredible. There's a lot more to unpack once you get
Get
yourself
your
in
head
here.
out of the gutter, Steve. You're
yeah,
seeing
we're gonna show
The
you some.
visuals are just
Like I said, it's a twofer. So not only do we have the Entrati Lab,
Twofer.
well,
It's a twofer.
it's a twofer.
it's such a hoser thing to say.
What did you call it? Wayne's World?
Wayne's World.
We're Wayne's World.
Fair enough.
This is Man in the Wall. Man in the Wall tile set, also a part of Entrati Labs. There's the influence of the Man in the Wall within Entrati Labs, and the kind of fight for control over this space, and you'll get to experience that real time by going back and forth into these different worlds, piecing together the story. But one thing we did want to show was there's not just one vessel.
Yeah, I think an important part of as we're working on Warframe and what's to come, we really wanted to go into this space as approaching. Really, what would a scientist have done, and what would Albert have done, and what was he preparing for? And
You're going to totally give away a spoiler accidentally again.
Okay.
You're just flirting with it.
Okay, why don't we just take a look at, we're just going to take a look at one of the rooms that you can come across in your natural play space. So here we see one of Albert's vessels left in a certain state. And Megan, if you just want to kind of go in and take a closer look at what's going on here, this is just one piece of the puzzle that you'll have to figure out. I just think that the art team, the level design team, the effects team, everyone here, the graphics team have just put together just such an incredible world for us to explore.
This is art and tech and just great design.
Yeah, just
Pretty
incredible.
excited about this art set.
Yeah, this art set really.
Taking the Entrati stuff and just like pushing it
Yeah.
into, it's just so rad.
Yeah, so this is a work in progress shot. We're working through really.
Is this the new fog system enabled as well? I think it
I
is, right?
think it is.
Yeah, this is why I'm here, right? Just to go
Well, actually,
about this.
you talked about it last stream. You might
Yeah,
recall
but I did watch a recap, and I feel like some of those details are a little foggy, actually. Some of those
you
details.
weren't really feeling yourself that stream though. So
That's true. I said some story skip nonsense, didn't I?
yeah. Do you want to go walk in as a frame just to get player
sense of scale would be cool.
Yeah, like just to give us walk on in. Just kill yourself. No.
Did I spell it wrong?
Rest in peace.
Kill-
It's Sentinel.
It's Spanish. It's the Spanish Sentinel.
Yeah. So just to give you that sense of scale.
Mommy?
Mommy,
Okay, you said it. I didn't have to.
it's just beautiful, just fantastic. Really excited about having you, Tenno, go in there and play this update.
Yeah, I really love the flow between the 2 types of tiles. Obviously, in the past we've done like the ice world where you go into the corpus thing and then you come out into pure ice. But obviously, this is a way more extreme version of that. And I think the team did a fantastic job on those transitions and making it feel kind of seamless and incorporated. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's just the detail and I'm really excited. We're not going to spoil anything, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. But this is just a taste of what you'll come across as you explore the Entrati Labs.
Just a little piece.
Yeah, this is the new. You talked about it, or sorry, I talked
You
about
talked
it.
about it,
When I looked a little strange for Halloween, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I thought you looked pretty good actually.
Did I? Okay.
Probably never looked better.
Yeah, that's the new lighting system, making sure that everything is seamless now, and the dynamic objects and the giant vessels are all using the same unified lighting. That even the fog is, that the warframes are, that the static geometry of the walls and everything. It just makes everything feel just so much more solid.
Absolutely.
I'm so impressed by it.
No one else?
Solid, not unsimilar too.
No, I'm not there yet. No, that would have been so good.
The one thing I think about when they talk about like this new tech that they're adding in, the one thing that you have to remember is that a lot of this new stuff is part of the execution protocols where, what was it, the SSL 4.2? Whatever it was, the thing where they were phasing out, or where they weren't phasing out, but they were adding the minimum of the 4.2 executions to what your processor has to be able to do, and that was removing a lot of people who, could only afford the computer that they could do, Because Warframe used to be able to run on a potato. Obviously, it's a 10-year-old computer, but the fact is you either can afford it or you can't. So this stuff being added in, mentally, I think about in the back of my head is like, this is the stuff that is being added into the game at the expense of the people that got taken out. Now, so when I see this stuff, the fact is yeah, it looks gorgeous. But listen, I've got a monster PC. It's like a generation old. I've got a 12900 with a 2080 Ti. When the 5 series come out, like, I didn't think the 4090s, because they didn't come out with a Titan. When the 4090s came out, it wasn't that big of a jump. But when the 5 series comes out, I am going to be picking up one of those cards. And I'll probably upgrade to like a 1390 or a 13900 or a 14900, whatever is relevant then for the Intel equivalent. But even then, I play with my settings on practically minimums. Because, you know, you have to think about heat and how hot your room gets. If I run my computer with the settings maxed, it can handle it no problem. I run it uncapped. Like right now, this screen that we're looking at, the monitor itself is a 1080p 240 Hz monitor. I run Warframe frame capped, or FPS capped at 120. And a lot of the settings are turned down. The only one that I run maxed all the time is textures. I run that at high, but everything else is on like a medium setting or a low setting. Like particles, I have turned off. So I don't run my computer at max. So the fact that they're talking about like this great fog effect or something like that, even for me, I like the cleaner look. And to be honest, part of my mind is like, how many people did we lose from the Warframe community so they could add stuff like fog? Like, I don't know. Does it make the game better that there's going to be fog in this one room that we're going to sprint through? Like, most people are going to walk through, and at most, they're going to look at the room one time. Like, really look at it. The rest of it, like, maybe they'll stop and glance at something that catches their eye. But, like, the quest line thing, you're going to play through the quest one time. And then if this shows up in, like, the tile set, like they were saying, it's going to look cool. But if you're on the tile set, you're probably farming something, because this is a farm game. You're probably going to be sprinting through it. So, would I rather have a slightly nicer room to sprint through? Or would I rather have the 4 people that I lost in the Alliance due to their computers not being able to run it? You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, this is the stuff that I think about with this. I mean, obviously, it looks gorgeous. And then you have the whole thing where it's like fog effects or, you know, better quest designs or game modes. I'd rather have game modes than fog. You know? So it's priorities. Obviously, it looks good. How something looks is one of the things that I think is like a rabbit hole that game development companies can get stuck in, because you can see progress on it. And it's really, really hard to argue unless you have a really sophisticated vocabulary and you're really aware of like story development. What's the difference between making a scene or a room look better, and what's the difference between making a quest line more in-depth and more engaging? 1, you can visually see. 2, you have to understand the topic to begin with. Now, obviously, these are all very experienced developers. There's probably people... I would be seriously surprised if there weren't. But there's probably people that are really involved in making the storyline and the quest lines and lore and stuff like that. Like, I know World of Warcraft has people on staff where the only thing they do is write lore. Their job is closer to an author than a game developer. I would assume Digital Extremes has at least one person writing lore. And that's the only thing their job is. It is the bread and butter of the game. It's the thing that gets people emotionally hooked, and the movement. Those are that's the two big prongs that Warframe has that differentiates itself from everything else. Like, everybody remembers the sacrifice, right? Like, there are a couple of quests that are like god tier quest lines, and we haven't seen that in a while. Like, obviously the New War was good, it was enjoyable, but what was your favorite part about it? It's probably kind of blurred together. I would rather have quest lines that were fantastic. I would rather have lore. I would rather have a bunch of players that can play the game than better fog sort of thing. I mean, obviously that's a bit of a rant, but that's how I
They're
feel.
so good.
I can set that up again.
Yeah.
You know what else is solid though? A book. Books are so solid.
Books are solid.
Not just a book, a tome. Wouldn't that be cool if we had tomes in Warframe?
It would be cool. We should show tomes at TennoCon.
Wow, we did.
Okay, great.
It's right here. It's a tome. We are, as you know, we're introducing a brand new secondary weapon class. We're calling the Tome. This is the Grimoire that you'll get to experience in Whispers in the Wall. You'll actually get the Grimoire from playing Whispers in the Wall.
You will just get this weapon.
Just get it.
It's part of the quest.
We have another image here just to really show off the incredible.
We actually have the Grimoire here.
It's here. Want to hear it again?
I want people to see the back of it.
Does the back look
okay.
cool?
Yes, but be
Can
careful.
I risk it?
Yes, be
You have
careful.
to hold it with these because.
Hold it with
Oh
these?
no!
Oh, no,
no,
crash.
no, no.
Oh, I want to know.
Albert can try to use Android.
Hold on. Let me unlock the Grimoire, shall I?
Wait, Megan has the biometrics to open Albert's Grimoire. Something you want to say?
No.
Yeah, you can show the back of it. Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing.
Can they see it?
Are you giving it
Just
away?
two tablets in there.
Yeah, you know that in the skull? Oh, it's so cool.
Can they see it?
I think so.
Check it.
And so is there also dessert behind it?
Show them that.
There's like also a cinnamon roll behind it.
take one bite.
With one, if you can see, there's one bite taken out of it.
I was under pressure. It's my constraint.
Okay, sorry you were hungry.
Albert was peckish.
Yeah, Albert, that's his recipe book.
Okay, there we go. Yep, we're good.
Beautiful. We're
On a side note, because I know it's like super important what my opinion is, if Digital Extremes really wanted to fucking cater to high rollers, something I would totally be down to buy, okay, is obviously this that they're showing here is like two tablets with like a really fancy case. I wasn't a big fan of the statues. I don't collect statues. It's complete personal preference. They're awesome. Like, I can see that they look nice. But if they came out with like a limited edition run of 500 grimoires that could sit on one of my shelves, even if it was like $400 or $500. Now, obviously not with the tablets. I don't give a shit about the tablets. But it was like something with like a really nice bookcase, or they came out with like grimoire bookends as something to buy, where it's something that can fit nicely on the shelf and doesn't inherently scream Warframe, but it's like really nice and it's like a nice thing. They could probably get some money out of me for that. But they don't do that. Like, this is a merchandising thing. Why is this something that's sitting in the back? Like, you've got Excalibur, you've got the Archititron, Compressa, Face Mask, a Moa. Oh, the bitrate's kind of shit. You've got all these figurines in the back. Boys, you can't buy most of this shit. But you can buy Frostmourne. Why can't you buy the Archititron? They hate, obviously, and I think that's the Daravandal. You can buy Frostmourne. Why can't you buy something like the Broken War or the Skana Prime and have that be something that is like, it's a really ornate piece and it like sits on a shelf? Like, limited run, like you treat it like a pair of like Nike limited release shoes, like 100 Archititrons or like 100 Moas. Like, obviously maybe you wouldn't want to sell something this big, but like that Compressa, you could sell 100 of these. Like, limited release, boom, right? So, marketing department, get on that for
Beautiful.
whatever
reason if you're
where was
listening
I?
to this.
Grimoire. You'll get it when you play Whispers in the Wall. Brand new secondary weapon grip.
Does it come with a free cinnamon roll?
It comes with a cinnamon roll bite out of it.
Maybe. Also a twofer. More than one enemy types in Whispers in the Wall.
We are shipping with more than one enemy.
enemies?
It's true.
Twofers. Well, I mean, like, versions, if you will. So we have, obviously, the Entradi enemies. I call these the Necrodogs. They're not called that.
That's pretty good, though.
Thank
Good.
you.
I do
Oh,
like
good.
Necrodogs.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Necrodogs. saw these during kind of live, of course, and the necromech versions of it as well. With their
That's kinda
kind of different
cool.
mechanics to killing them.
Shoot their arms off.
Shoot their little.
I got yeeted by a exploding necromech. I was using my arc gun, so I was blowing the arms off with radial damage, and then I just went, "What's the noise?" And behind you, and then I was a fool. Okay, sorry. Continue. Megan.
That's all right. And as well, like I mentioned, it's a twofer. The Man in the Wall faction of the Murmur, you will also get to experience. You see Slinky in the background.
Good old Slinky.
If you know Slinky, codename Slinky. His real name's the
Hollow Vein.
Hollow Vein.
The Hollow
yeah.
Vein.
I like Slinky better, but
Well,
I'm no writer.
I'm a goth, so
Okay.
Hollow Vein is
Hollow Vein it is. You'll be able to experience all of these really grotesque, disgusting Man in the Wall faction enemies.
biblically accurate Man in the Wall enemies. Correct.
Biblically accurate.
There's one more that's not there.
Yep.
There's
He
still
didn't,
more.
he didn't make the cut.
No, he did. He's just a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have that? No. Okay. Moving right
Surprise
along.
for you when it comes out.
Okay, it is more surprises. Presents.
But I'll tell you what's not a surprise. The next Prime.
Oh my god.
I'm going to talk about Necromex.
We can if you like.
Yeah, so the big guys that you guys know from Deimos,
Big Void Rig.
yeah, some of the changes for them leaked earlier.
Yes.
So we,
Yes.
basically, we are changing how those work. I know we
Enemy
got
versions of them. And
Yeah, the enemy
like
versions,
we're
yeah,
not
just-
changing your Void Rig or your Bone Widow. It's when you fight a Void Rig or a Bone Widow, the AI enemy version is changing.
There's also some Necromex changes I'll talk about later. But
We're gonna change that too.
yeah, Void Rig changed. The Void Rig
help you.
fight changed. So before it used to have like invulnerability phases and other stuff that you had to destroy the arms and blah, blah, all that is gone. Now they do take damage all the time. They just have like the vulnerable point to the back is the same. Anyways, their mechanics changed. Some of it went out. I'm actually not sure how much has gone out versus how much is still to be done. But I can tell you that Bone Widow is not going to be fully updated for the update. We were planning that for Echoes, but unfortunately it leaked. So
Oh, I guess we're confirming there's an Echoes update now, huh?
Why did we get such a man? We got threatened for leaking stuff, and they're just going for it. I love it. Set us up.
Damn, I end the stream now. Who needs it?
There's still two more they're gonna get through. Poor Meg's like a run
I
show.
know, run the
It's
show,
like,
we gotta get through, y'all.
throw it in the garbage.
Jesus.
Anywho,
Anyways,
they will come in the future.
Okay, you guys are so well behaved over there. We've just lost our shit.
Jeff's got his bonus hair. He's sitting
I
having a
know.
good little chat.
We're behaving. We're behaving.
Behaving. Sorry.
Anyway, so Bone Rig will be updated.
You're gonna let him keep talking.
No, we don't have to. What do you want to do?
What do you want me to do?
Okay.
It's important information. Everyone be careful what you're about to say to this. One thing we're not going to spoil too much.
So you think?
I'm not, at least. Sticking to my agenda. With Whispers in the Wall is going to come a new syndicate. Stop! Stop.
Team
We're not-
Americana was it.
So we're not going to spoil it. We want you to experience it for yourself. The only thing we are going to tell you is they are called the Cavia. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I refuse to answer.
Very
any
well.
questions.
We're going to call it the Cavia, and you will meet these syndicate individuals while you play Whispers in the Wall. Moving on. Thank you for coming. All right.
Well, that's what we got to lecture about. No, there's still one more.
There's still one more.
There's still lots. Hey, there he is.
Yes.
Corvex is here. He is a brutalist concrete warframe.
He is. Here's Corvex. Take a look, chat. What do we think? He is going to be coming with the Whispers in the Wall update. He's
For those of you that might not be familiar with brutalist the idea of brutalism in the context of like architecture, think concrete building, not a lot of windows, sort of thing. So concrete.
He's our 55th frame. He is. We're going to do a full gameplay demo today as well.
We
so
are.
we're just going to walk you through a little bit about his themes and.
I'm sorry. Does Corvex breathe with his head?
Yes.
He breathes
Oh,
with it.
not just his head.
getting ahead.
Not just his head.
What is
Not
happening?
just his head.
I'm seeing it on the other screen. I'm like, what is that animation?
Just don't look down. Don't
Don't
look down.
look down. Don't look down.
Also, Corvex will be coming.
Warframes breathe?
Wait, just wait. Let me talk.
Okay, sorry.
Probably just a
Corvex
joke.
will also be coming with some goodies. We have a brand new art gun that is coming, the Mandanel, or Mandonal,
Nope,
however you'd
Mandonal.
like to pronounce it. Brand new art gun, as well as an alternate helmet that you see here, and he also has a signed Dana, but we're going to show that off in-game right now. Over to gameplay, Rue. Here he is, Pablo. What do you think?
Corvex.
Corvex.
He, as the name implies, has a radioactive core, aka Corvex. And yeah, all of his abilities revolve around stone and radiation in general. He's a very durable guy.
cannot see it now.
Steve's a bit,
I can't take the
traumatized.
animation. I just can't take the animation.
He breathes through his head.
He's got to breathe
Through his
somehow.
head, just through his head.
Gotta breathe somehow.
Okay, anyway, he's definitely radioactive.
Well, it's why it breathes through her skin. Why can't Corvex?
True, true. Okay, sorry, Pablo.
Yeah, I guess let's take him on the
Hold on. Okay, charge. 50% crit chance, 2x crit multiplier, 12 multi-shot. What's the fire rate? 3.2. 287 impact, 71.8 puncture and slash, 287 radiation. Depending on how it feels, this might be A thing for Profit Taker.
On the road.
Oh, I love the road.
Yeah, so Corvex, we knew the Man in the Wall faction art style was really going to lean into that sort of brutalist, rock-heavy thing, and we wanted to try a concrete frame out. Just what can we do with a concrete frame as our starting point? And there was several sketches back and forth with Minky, and eventually we got to a point where we see what we saw today. And I feel like we've actually been like ideating this frame all year, like since.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like definitely, this has been
Yeah.
a long time coming for us.
Yeah. So for Corvex, you'll get to see his kit in action. He's super cool.
This is a great frame.
I hope you guys volume up all that good stuff.
Don't look at that.
Yeah, we're showing also the
bit
melee,
more.
new melee weapon. as you saw
Oh yeah,
there.
we got a big melee combo to have.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about a lot of melee.
Yeah,
things.
there's a lot.
Yeah, so his first one creates a pylon. He'll do a little jump and stomp. I love how
The Tyranta pillar.
I love how it feels
Pylon
like
deals radiation.
a little bit of height, you know.
That's awesome.
So it basically slows down enemies a little bit and then gives them radiation.
Each
it also
one has
reacts
its
to your
own
other powers,
instance
so
of
we'll see that
damage.
once you're starting to activate them. Your two does 2 big walls and a squish.
Yeah.
And like you said,
That's
when I hit my
cool.
pillar, the pulses quicken.
Yeah, you can see the pulses before and after. Like when you do that, it starts pulsing. I think it's twice as fast, something like that.
Does cause a radiation
The
status.
passive, I guess I skipped over the passive. Basically, all your attacks with weapons do radioactive
It's not radiation damage,
status.
also- it
so
also has the
you're basically
status
spreading
effect.
status all over the place, as you can see. I love this
I
question.
It's so good.
Oh, that is so cool.
His 3 gives the whole team status defense, so that's a little harder to show off right now because there's no one to give you status. But basically, while you have those charges, you are immune to magnetic procs, knockdowns, all that stuff. You can finally unequip your prime sure-footed in one frame.
Yep.
So yeah, you got that, and also the stacks build as you play. So basically, as you kill enemies and
Status
you hurt enemies
immunity or
with
protection
radioactive status,
on
you
the
start
3
getting
with-
more status protection, not only for you but also for your team. And your 4th, you gotta spread some. I think you have a lot of radiation there. I cannot see because I'm kind
It's
of
a
blind.
little
but it's
charge
pretty
up
bright,
thing,
but-
I'll just hit 4 and see what happens.
yeah, but basically it's like a beam, and anyone you hit, it starts chaining. So you can see the extra attacks after. That's the radiation. Basically, because they were affected by radiation, you did like a chain reaction is what we're basically calling it. A chain reaction from the radiation, and it just starts blowing them all over the place.
Yeah.
And also synergy with the pillar. If I hit my pillar again,
Yeah,
quickens that pulse.
It pulses
Cool.
faster. Yeah, so the idea generally is like he's more like he controls his own. He's very durable. You can see right now he's unmodded and you can see his health. So he's quite a durable frame with CC immunity. The fact that all the enemies are generally attacking each other because of radiation and that much health. He's quite a beefy guy.
And which one is his helmet?
Number 1. So is pillar.
Oh, okay, cool. Is it going to be adjusted slightly, or can you do 2 if you helmet it?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
Just know it's his first.
all right.
That's Corvex.
And it's also his railjack ability is also one.
Yeah, and this is his signature weapon, the Mangonel.
And we also have a little bit of a
Arc gun.
Yeah, Archon was revisited, so you can see when it lands, you got their 2000 overguard. So basically, all Archon were used in land with the deployer. Essentially, they're going to give you some overguard just to protect you while that animation is happening, and just to make you a little more, give you that feel of tankiness after you get it. Obviously, those reduce your speed a little bit, so we want you to feel like Arnold in the edge of the building,
I
just
mean,
shooting at
2000
everyone.
overguard isn't
So
a lot,
yeah,
but
they give you a little bit of
I'll
overguard, and their damage has been falling behind over time. So we did an update for all the ground versions of the weapons of
Wait,
the
what
Archon.
the hell was that damage difference?
Over time, so we did an update for all the ground versions of the weapons of the Archon weapons of tankiness after you get it. Obviously, those reduce your speed a little bit, so we want you to feel like Arnold in the edge of the building, just shooting at everyone. So
little bit of a
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
just know it's his first.
all right.
That's Corvex.
And right now he's unmodded, and you can see his health. So he's quite a durable.
So
quite a durable frame with,
2300.
CC immunity. The fact that all the enemies are generally attacking each other because of radiation, and that much health. He's quite a beefy guy.
And which one is his helmet?
Number 1. So is pillar.
Oh, okay, cool. Is it going to be adjusted
Jeez,
slightly, or can you
hold
do 2 if you helmet it?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
Just know it's his first.
I'm gonna slow it way down. Give me a second.
That's Corvex.
Enemies are generally action is what we're basically calling it.
All right, 60
chain
damage.
reaction from the radiation, it just starts blowing them all over the place.
1,000, 1,100,
And also synergy with the
2394.
Pillar. If I hit my pillar again,
Yeah,
quickens that pulse.
it pulses
Cool.
faster.
Radiation
Yeah,
quickens the
so
pulse.
the idea in general is like he's more like
Oh god, I
he
can't listen to Pablo. I'm
controls
slow.
and overguard just to protect them where the punch was for air and for ground. Beefy.
yeah, and our guns are on some like
The power primaries, which obviously
yeah.
primaries are quite beefy.
So
Yeah,
9,000
our guns
on a
are
crit.
Throttled You know, they have a timer once you run it.
And that was 2 pellets out of 12?
I guess a peak and valley, like you like to say. But the patch notes will have full info on the buffs that came there. But the recap is overguard
So
on
there might
summon
be
to
a
help you with a little
damage
bit of
boost, like a
survivability,
pretty hefty
increases
one
across
on the
board,
4.
some more than others.
Some of those. And I didn't talk about the weapon itself.
Wonder if
I'm
that's
gonna go
skills
back for
strength.
that second. So this one has quite a bit of mechanics. Part of the mechanics we cannot show today, but if you just tap, it'll do like a spread or like a buckshot of radioactive that hits there. But if you hold, it actually does a beam. And the beam
It's
will
so
leave like
good.
a lingering radiation zone that will interact with the projectiles, but that part I cannot show you today. But anyways, it has other mechanics there.
Oh my god, it just turned out so good. His whole existence just.
Big, chunky
Okay, so it's
concrete bullet.
3,600
and you
or
will get him
9K
this
on a
wall.
charge shot, and it
These
turns it into
our
a
frame debuting
beam.
with the update. That's him, Corvex.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's it.
team did a great
Very
job with
cool.
him.
And how does one earn a Corvex? By completing Whispers in the Wall, you'll get the blueprint for Corvex, and then the Syndicate will be the way that you get.
Any details on
So
this?
it's
one?
not actually
Well,
9K.
either
What
way,
did I say to you? Don't spoil anything this stream.
I'm sorry.
sorry. Actually, I didn't mean to leave.
The kit look is amazing. For that
We have
Warframe.
something. Oh,
It's so
right.
cool.
Sorry, let me go back to it.
Melee
Oh.
Warframe. Since the dawn of time, Warframe has yearned to.
Oh, here we
destroy the
go.
sun.
What is this
No,
speech?
Melee and Warframe.
Dude.
We had big plans for Melee this year for the accessibility option, which was the held melee, just lets you hold and it'll string along the combos you're doing.
Yeah,
But
that's
because I broke my wrist.
'cause you broke your wrist, yeah.
But we do have our actual new Melee gameplay system coming, which
What are we calling it?
We are calling it Tennokai. So let's take a look at Tennokai. Tennokai is.
All right, I'm ready to pause.
Yeah, basically melees have kind of slightly fallen behind from secondaries and primaries. Secondaries and primaries have arcane slots and they have Exilus slots, which melee hasn't had, and the other ones have had them for a couple of years now. So yeah, it's time for that to catch up. We didn't really have.
The fuck's this weapon? Wield the timeless power of this mighty hammer. Heavy attacks performed with Eking temporary increase its damage and attack speed. Attack speed is 0.767. 30% crit chance. 2.4 crit multiplier. Status is 15%. Base damage is 340. I don't know, maybe.
Have much in the way that utility for Exilus mods existed for primaries and
Pure
secondaries. There
impact.
wasn't that much for melee, so we kind of tied it into this new mechanic called Tennokai.
So Tennokai will be unlocked for players in the Whispers in the Wall update. This is going to be a system that you can engage with because it's a bit more of an advanced, well, it's a tiny bit more advanced than your normal melee play, and it is this Tennokai technique is uncovered in the Whispers in the Wall update, allowing you to earn the ability to wield the technique there. So you'll finish the quest and you'll be provided with your first item, which is a Tennokai technique mod that enables a given weapon to use Tennokai. So in this case, Megan will just toss this one on, Dreamer's Wrath, which will it enables the Tennokai technique. You can see it's an Exilus, which means should you want to install an Exilus adapter, she can toss it up there, and that will allow the Tennokai technique.
Enables Tennokai. Dreamer's Wrath enables Tennokai. Increase opportunity chance by 8%. And heavy attack crit damage by 32%. Tennokai. Okay. There is a chance for your attacks to proc a Tennokai attack that will do a heavy melee with no combo cost, faster attack, and bonus crit ?
Technique to be used on this brand new weapon, which is, I think it's called the, can you move the mod down a little bit? This is the Akine, which is a hammer style weapon.
And you might recognize it from the Whispers in the Wall.
So to all of this, you're probably asking, well, what the hell is
What the
Tennokai?
hell?
Okay, Steve, can you ask what the hell is Tennokai?
It's not
ask it.
affiliated with Cobra Kai, and the Firefox logo is all rights reserved. So what is Tennokai?
When you're meleeing, so obviously, there's that. You saw that little proc that came in?
Yeah.
Essentially, when you're meleeing, there's a chance for you to get a free heavy melee attack that costs no combo and that actually hits faster. So it's just like a little extra that if you're basically paying attention while you're playing, you get those little windows of opportunity where you can get those extra hard-hitting attacks that also don't consume your combo at all.
Yeah, because the combo counter is a resource for melee attacks that players typically don't spend because they want it to be at max for modding synergies, right? Like you're using mods that support a heavy, high combo counter. You can now opt in with Tennokai to get that free heavy attack if you can time it right. So yeah, it's a little bit like oh, will it activate Incarnon? It shouldn't, right? If you have an Incarnon weapon ready to transform.
It does proc anything that's
Like
heavy
like I
attack.
have my Skana, and my Skana is ready to transform because you use all attacks. Well, I guess that's combo based. Right, we'll see. Complicated.
You lost me with the question, but
Lost in the sauce.
anyways, it's basically that. It's a special proc. Obviously, we kind of lowered the how much you have to paying attention to spamming E all the time when we changed melee to be now a hold. So we wanted to add basically an extra mechanic that is optional for you that you can basically get yourself a little more damage if you're playing good and paying attention while doing the thing.
Yeah. So Megan is just hitting her heavy attack button when she sees a pop up. That's it.
That's it. Like that.
That's the Tennokai technique. It does work with glaives, and it does work with gun blades right now.
Okay, yeah, there were a few issues with that yesterday, so I'm not sure exactly where it's at. But so there's that, and then basically there's like I think it's 6 mods that are different that gives different extras to the Tennokai.
Yes.
So some will alter how much the odds for it to proc. Some will make it so instead of being random, it's every X attacks.
Yep.
So you have a few varieties like that.
And that's Tennokai.
Yep. And then we
kinda
obviously talked
cool.
about the melee arcane slot, which also unlocks with the same segment that unlocks the Tennokai. So you're probably wondering, hey, there's no melee arcanes. There are going to be a bunch. We're not going to show you them right now, so don't click on that.
Too soon to show.
Yeah, I think there's 9 or 10. I can't remember the number, but basically, yeah, we are
Jesus
doing an expansion
Christ.
of arcanes for melee specifically.
Yes. And that'll all be within the Whispers in the Wall update that you can earn. Any questions from the
10
side? Any
melee
spoilers over there?
arcanes.
Chat asked if Warframes get pregnant, asking for a friend. It's a random question.
So far they haven't.
Yeah, I guess
but
not.
We don't know.
Never say never. Anyways, also coming with Whispers in the Walls.
You open the floor.
I mean, I'm just saying what they're saying. I'm just checking.
Whispers in the Walls. While you're playing the quest, post
yes.
what you saw at 10 Alive, you're going to experience a couple new game modes that we've been working on.
Yes.
3 to be specific.
I mean, 3.5.
3.5.
Mirror defense.
3.5.
A little bit of something. First one is alchemy. And I have a slide, or have a picture.
Oh.
Rue's working on my alchemy slide.
This is actually, alchemy will be on the test. Steve,
Alchemy is
what
the
happens
test.
when you combine?
It's a floral. It's a hydrocarbon.
No,
Sorry,
what happens when you combine
Oxide, not oxide.
ice, cold damage, and heat, fire damage? What happens in Warframe when you combine those two elements? What do you get?
I don't know, but I have it in a notebook
From-
in storage.
Well, you failed the test, I'm sorry.
All right.
But you won't fail the test when you play alchemy. Basically, this game mode is becoming the scientist of your dream. Are you good, Rue? Okay, great.
Blast. There, chat's helping me.
Yeah, I mean, you designed it.
Yeah, I did.
You don't have to know how it
I
works.
also said the paid story skip, and I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
So
Within this game mode, we are continuing the science behind Albert Contradi's experiments, and by using a new device called the Crucible.
Not Crucible.
Not Crucible, the Crucible. And by fusing together basic elements such as heat, such as electricity, we make complex elements. Basically, feed the Crucible what it wants, make these elements. It's an endless game mode. You can be a scientist forever and ever and ever. Rewards, all of that good stuff. That's alchemy.
Kill enemies, they drop elemental grenades, and then you can either use those grenades aggressively to kill enemies, or you can use them in the Crucible to create the combined element.
Wait, you can say that again?
He's Spanish.
I feel like there was a hidden discussion about this. how to
Megan
pronounce
was
this.
calling it
ta-
Crucible?
she's calling it
I could
Crucible.
not say Crucible.
So,
It was really hard for me.
I was like, it's Crucible.
The one thing she told me was, it's Crucible.
Yeah, you're doing great, Megan. Honey, you're doing great, but it's Crucible. And then we also have
So this is like Walter White's favorite game mode.
this is alchemy.
Yeah, I guess
Is he
so,
like
I
a
don't know.
scientist? And the Netracell game mode is basically a game mode in which you're going to go out into the labs and be burdened with a key glyph to try and find a hidden vault of knowledge of Albert Contradi's. So I think you can come over to gameplay.
I guess this is like a little assistant, or maybe a sentinel skin.
Here,
Do you have the square, Rue?
and volumes at 0.
Volumes
we
at
wouldn't
0.
want to spoil the syndicate.
There's no syndicate spoiling on this stream.
So
my
Megan
goodness,
here, so when you
so
go to play
dangerous.
your Netracell mission, you're going to enter this sort of key glyph mausoleum of sorts where there's 4 different key glyph conduits where you and your squad are going to decide who takes what. So in this case, the conductive key glyph is something Megan can pick up. Because she's alone, she has to take all 4. So you can play this solo. It's fine, Megan.
I almost crapped myself. Sorry, continue.
So-
It got.
It's fine. It's fine.
I know, I just-
It's fine.
No, it's fine, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that was so
I just
close.
like,
Picked up because she's alone.
All right. Conductive key glyph. High current electricity targets the bearer every 3 seconds. So I guess all of these are going to be like a general burden. So if you're new and you're having trouble maintaining your HP, this might suck. Equip Life Strike.
Because she's alone, she has to take all 4. So you can play this solo. It's fine, Megan.
I almost crapped myself. Sorry, continue.
It got.
It's fine. It's fine.
I know, I just-
It's fine. No, it's
Sanguine Keyblade. Every time you take damage, you also suffer bleed status. Jesus Christ.
Fine, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that was so
I
close.
just like, I literally almost died.
Yeah.
Continue.
So Megan here is going to actually pick up all the key glyphs.
Say so.
All these burdens need to be picked up for her to actually go out and find the Netracell. So if she just kind of grabs all 4 of them, you're going to want to strategize with your squad who takes what. Like a squishy frame might not want.
Vampire key glyph. Lose health every second. Killing enemies restores health. And what was the other one?
Picked up for her to actually go out and find the Netracell. So if she just kind of grabs all 4 of them,
Activating an ability inflicts 50 damage upon you.
You're going to want to strategize with your squad who takes what. Like a squishy frame might not want a losing health one,
I'm
but now
actually
Megan can
not
go
too
out. And
mad
let's just take a look at how the team has
if,
put together the vault hunt here.
This is like rogue
So
style.
instead of grabbing them, instead of having to pre-equip them in your arsenal and having to figure out who takes what, essentially now it happens inside the mission for this version. So it's considerably.
So now the key to vault is open, and Megan can go explore, find the vault, fight the enemies, and do what she has to do to actually get the rare loot from a given next herself. So,
Oh my god, that, okay, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, get out. Oh my god.
Alt F4.
I literally almost cried. Anyways, so that's our second
That's
new
like a
game
Jerry
mode.
Springer thing. You guys censored
yeah.
the transmission.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Well,
Wow,
there's
that's
a
dedication.
pregnant, you
Oh,
asked
I see about the pregnancy.
Yeah.
The father is.
Yeah.
You are
Oh
not
my
the
God.
father. Okay, yep.
One note on those. That's the game mode that we're actually going to put at a bit of a higher level.
Yep.
There's going to be, so that one is meant to be like a certain number of, basically, one of our known NPCs is going to find locations of these bots and kind of give them to you, and they're going to be a limited amount every week. And then from there, you're going to get, I think I can say this, but yeah, from there you can get more shards, more Archon shards.
Oh, I'm about to get to that.
Oh, great. Yeah, because we are expanding Archon
Wait,
shards.
but not yet.
But not yet.
But not yet.
But not yet.
Because there's one more game mode we haven't talked about.
Which is?
A spicy take on Assassination.
Oh, yes.
A freaky take on Assassination.
Yes, the fragmented
I
one.
was thinking about this morning. Is the last assassination node we
I'm
made,
not a fan of
Robo
the
Lotus?
gating.
this? Okay. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Robo
It's been a minute.
That was with the Jovian Concord in 2020.
Correct.
Yeah.
Robololist.
Robo
Said it properly. and to
Imagine
each
having
other.
to be in the booth and record that video
Robololist,
over
yeah.
and over and over
That one's
again.
not my fault at all.
I was not there, but I do remember that.
Robololist.
So there will be a assassination mission, but it has a little bit of a twist on it, where instead of you just go in, find Captain Vor and kill him and run out. There's some things you have to do to get yourself to find the fragmented one. It might
Perhaps
include
you have
eyeballs.
to find the whispers in the wall.
Oh, maybe you need an eye to get you there. I don't know. For you to find out. This will also be.
2019, it wasn't 2020. I'm a dirty liar.
Chad,
Jovian,
thank you.
Thank you, Chad. I'm a liar.
Keeping us honest.
Red is slipping.
I am slipping. We just
Don't slip up too much. This will also be something you experience in the clan operation that we'll talk about a little bit in a little bit, but it'll be a little familiar.
Yeah, the clan Gargoyle's Cry will be contextualized around this game mode.
Yes.
Yeah, we did some exciting things in this one.
Don't spoil.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
We did some exciting things.
Now,
There's eyeballs. You got to juice the eyeball.
Enough.
Okay.
You
and
too,
then-
quiet over there.
And then
No, I think it's fun to say that there's variants of the boss.
Yeah,
It's not-
absolutely.
It's not the same one.
Absolutely.
There's 3 variants. 300 variants.
Really spoiling.
like you mentioned, new Archon shards are coming to. Whoa, where am I? Sorry. Are coming to Warframe, as well as a new.
How much are you going to show us?
All of it.
Is your dev flag on? No, I think you're fine.
Yeah, Death Flag is on.
Okay.
Wait, what are you wearing?
You'll be fine.
Oh, wait, is there a transmission?
No, I think we're fine. I think we're
Is
fine.
there?
There's no transmissions. I didn't write or record anything.
I'm gonna vomit.
There's no written.
Anyways,
recorded.
Archon shards. You know the familiar ones you get from Archon hunts. We are adding 3 new ones. Pablo, talk to me.
Yeah, so we're adding a new function that's called Coalescent Fusion. Well, at least that's the dev name. I don't know if it's safe, but
don't see a
essentially
PH.
you can combine red and blue, and you get a purple
Are you
one.
sure? Oh, you're right. You're right. Wait, what about yellow?
predicted
What
this.
about red and yellow?
You get red and yellow, you get orange.
Ah,
You
damn
need
it.
Topaz.
What about blue and yellow?
Blue and yellow, you get green.
No, guys.
Don't cover over them.
Sorry.
This has been rehearsed.
Yeah, so they got new things, and of course we just pulled that one so you can see
That's
it.
PH,
They are
that's PH.
changing. So, well, they are in flux, so don't take that as the
Don't screenshot that.
absolute truth.
Yeah, don't screenshot anything this dev stream.
But it
It's
can give
illegal.
you the idea that this time they don't give just stats; they give more like a little bit more like weird procs, and we tried a few weird ones in there. So yeah, so there's this new, and as we said, from the bolts in Entradi, you're gonna get a new source of shards, both combined and vanillus.
Yeah, and there will be a new resource that you can earn out there that's part of the Fuse cost here. So play the update, get the things, use them. That is our foolproof plan to make a video
And
game.
you can use Tau Forge ones in Coalescent Fusion.
Yeah,
But do they make Tau Forged Emerald? Like, can I get a Tau Forged Emerald shard?
there's a meeting on Monday with you to decide on that.
Sounds like
There's an email.
Wow.
Let me just check if I'm busy Monday.
TBD on that. So stay tuned.
Check your day timer.
All right, I see it.
All right. Like we mentioned when we talked about the new assassination mission, is the clan event and Operation Gargoyle's Cry. Well, isn't going to go live right when the update
That's kinda
launches
cool.
because it does require you to have completed Whispers in the Wall.
Yes,
Want to talk a little bit more?
Yeah, I think just our goal with the Operation Gargoyle's Cry is to just really, Warframe is a living and breathing game with its
Gargoyle's
COD.
Cry?
Gargoyle's Cry.
Gargles.
Not gargle. Gargoyle.
Gargle, yeah.
Yeah.
Gargle.
Gargoyle's Cry.
Yeah.
You don't cry when you
Sounds
gargle?
like
Gargoyle's Cry.
gargle.
Gargoyle's Cry.
Gargles.
Gargoyle's Cry.
When I go to the dentist and I gargle, I always cry. Inspired by real life.
Option to contribute just so it's not totally locked behind the Whispers in the Wall quest. So we're just looking at a couple things where a newer player could still contribute even if they're not that far in the game. So stay tuned for how we're going to handle that. But if the community hits the communal goal, saves the world in this here clan operation, this cosmetic is going to be unlocked for everyone. This is going to be the Gargoyle's Cry Signa. It's the Signa that's going to be coming. I think there might have been a name mix-up, so I'm not going to say the name that it is. But yeah, so this piece will be equipable on all your Warframes in the Signa slot if the operation wins. So Megan has it here on Styanax. It is a
I'm glad that they're coming out with a free one.
and I think actually if you move around, you can watch the way they did the effects and the movement on this. It actually moves with you, so it just looks so good.
Look at my trail.
And obviously it is color customizable. So as a community, you can all unlock this if you get the clan operation to its completion point. So there's going to be a global goal for you all to hit. All platforms, cross-platform.
imagine if we
everyone will be working
didn't.
together to hit that to unlock this. What's the problem, Steve?
It gives me strong Hades vibes, and I'm just
I don't know what that
I'm
is.
just wondering,
I don't know what that
just wondering if you
I
want
don't
to tell
know
us
what it
more
is.
about its design, or
The wonderful Liger was tasked with
excellent,
some,
excellent. All right.
doing some Signas, and this was one of them.
It's beautiful.
And I,
Very cool.
I have no further
included
comment.
in your paid story skip bundle.
That is included. That is paid only.
And one little bit of housekeeping for the clan event is it's important that you have someone in your clan that can decorate.
Yes, there will be an object that turns your dojo alive that you must place for the operation to take place.
So make
An
sure someone
object.
can decorate.
Yes, there is an object.
What could we even guess that?
Oh, it's a gargoyle!
Of course it is.
It's a gargoyle. You need to put a gargoyle in your dojo.
Not a gargle.
A gargoyle. You have to put a gargoyle in your dojo to turn your dojo into part of this clan operation.
Wow. Yeah, incredible. All right, moving on to a little bit of other fun things coming in Whispers in the Walls. We're also doing Arcane, I believe we're calling it Arcane Dissolution, with a individual in the hub.
There will be an NPC that has a system. So
I
as
definitely did not rehearse this.
They did not rehearse
when you
this.
finish
We were
Whispers
just
in the
told to say
Walls,
nothing.
there's going to be an NPC that offers you a service, and this service is legal in all known countries. And
Okay.
Basically, your stockpile
Anything.
of arcanes you can essentially dissolve, very similar to transmutation, that
Oh, I
kind of
heard
vibe,
about
where
this.
when you
I'm
dissolve
kinda stoked
your spare
about this.
arcanes, you can get a new resource called Phosphor and essentially trade that Phosphor with this vendor individual for kind of like arcane packs based on regions.
Basically a different take on transmutation. We didn't want to do it exactly like transmutation because the pool of that gets so big that it gets almost impossible for you to get what you want. So basically what we did is you can dissolve your old arcanes into a resource, a dust, and then with that you can get packs, and we have like, I think it's like 7 different packs of arcanes, so there will be like the Eidolon ones from Fortuna, essentially separated like that, and then you can get those packs basically at random using the dust you can get from those, you can roll into those packs to try and get something.
Like right now, I buy relic packs for standing. You can buy arcane packs per region for this new resource, but it's all based on distilling the arcanes you own. So that is the loop. I have a whole bunch of spare arcanes from the acolytes, like Arcane Deadshot, all those things. I can turn them, grind them into dust, and grab some. Try my luck at these packs.
I saw a question. Energize is there, but obviously because of the odds, because it's a legendary one, so there's less chance to get that one. And then, for example, in this update that we're releasing the melee arcanes, those are not going to be in a pack right now. Basically, we're going to add those later. So obviously, we don't want to put the brand new content directly there because then veterans would get it like that, and then you don't have any reason to play. But it can 6 months later or some amount of months later, we'll put it in there, and then it can be used to kind of catch up and get those things.
There you go.
I like it.
And then, like we mentioned, there will be Grimoire mods coming in this update. We also have there it is. We're also working on a few just Entradi mods. I know we've kind of gone back and forth with which ones we want to release, but there's some for
Yeah, so the tome mods, because the tome mods, there will be 2 varieties. Basically, there's like ones that we're calling aura versions and strike versions, and the aura ones are ones that can fit into your Exilus slot, and they give you kind of utility in some ways, and then the strike ones are specific twists that basically will only be available for the tomes. So essentially, it's just kind of giving your tomes a different flavor than other secondaries. We didn't want them to just be like straight up like other secondaries. So.
Surely the Grimoire has apps, not mods. Yes, they're apps.
And of the other mods, basically the update has, I think it's like 10 or 11 mods that just drop from playing, just from killing enemies in the path.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of the Grimoire, we have a couple skins that are going to be coming for the Grimoire.
Yes.
Both of them have very different thematic elements. We're going to start with a fantasy Grimoire skin concept.
I wonder how the Grimoire is going to be balanced, right? Like, what element is it going to get its prime element? Because that's going to massively change how you use this, right? Because we have Toxin for melees, we have Cold for primaries, and Cold and Electric for shotguns. Secondaries get Heat. So I wonder what element this is going to be. It's going to make a massive difference on how this gets used, unless it uses secondary mods. I'm assuming it's going to use secondary mods, but if this is like truly a new weapon class, maybe. I'm just going to assume it's going to use secondary.
Yeah, so you'll get the Grimoire in the quest, and if you want, you can buy these skins. This one is more of that sort of Eldritch Tome, perhaps a Book of Forbidden Knowledge.
It's giving kind of like Book of the Dead. A
What?
little bit.
It's hard. I wonder where this came from.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
This is you
I
all
didn't do
over.
it. I didn't draw that.
You didn't draw it, but
You asked
I
for
can't
it,
draw
for
books.
sure.
What do you think I am, an artist? But I think it's pretty cool.
it
eh?
is very cool. It's amazing.
It has that chain latch. Oh my god. Oh my God.
There's maybe details, specific details.
I did not ask.
Did you
The
make a list?
ore mod idea is
Abs.
pretty cool.
Abs, chains, got it.
And as well, we also have a sci-fi themed grimoire skin.
Oh
coming
yeah,
in
and this is
as
the
well.
actual model. So this one
that's amazing. That
is,
one's great.
yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So if you want more of a, like maybe this is what a Corpus Profit Ledger looks like, you know, that
Ooh,
sci-fi vibe, that'll be coming at you.
And I got this especially for Jeff.
Oh,
Oh man, these are great
Did you
color
apologize?
choices.
Did you apologize to the artist?
I'm not gonna lie, Kaz mentioned, they said that they wanted to do this, and I said I will take that from you, Kaz, gladly.
Guys, you're not supposed to encourage this.
Thank you, Kaz. You're the best. Anyways, just fun times. And then a couple other things as well. We will have some Captura scenes that are going to be launching that are specifically in Trotty Labs and the Man in the Wall tile set. So if you love what you see, you can get your Capture on. And then as well, we have the Kalimos Kavat fur pattern that's going to be coming. So if you want to pretend your Kavat is the one and only loyal Kalimos, you can with a fur pattern coming. And
Okay, that's
are we ready for our test? Was everyone listening?
what is our test?
Our test is a
Open
recap.
spoilers.
No.
Oh.
Let's just recap everything we've learned here today so far with Whispers in the Walls. Starting with the quest. We got a twofer, Entrati Labs, Man in the
Oh my
Wall.
God,
We got the new tome with the Grimoire. We got new tome mods coming. New enemies with the Entrati, the Man in the Wall faction, and the Syndicate, we will say no more. And then as well, like we mentioned, the 3 game modes. We got Alchemy, it's an endless mode. We got Netrocells, get your loot, get out, and Assassination with a twist, juice your eye, find the fragment.
Okay, juice.
All right, so assassination, Netrocells, take the key glyphs and search for the Netrocell in the labyrinth. Netrocell mission is for Archon shards and is limited. That kind of sucks. Alchemy endless. Feed the Crucible basic elements to create complex elemental forces. This is probably what people are going to try to figure out. This is going to be what people are going to figure out how to level cap in. So it'll be kind of fun having people race to be first. Everybody enjoys that, me included. And it depends on what the farm is. The other thing that I heard was the arcanes are going to be dissolvable into a resource. So what would that be? Zeraman Cascade. If you're trying to farm resources for that to roll arcanes, you would farm Cascade when you got a mod booster. You'd take your Necroses, you'd take your anything that affects mod drops, because the arcanes count as mods there. Another solid spot, because the Zeraman, you can get a really, really heavy drop rate, more or less, because of the pinions and whatnot. You can turn standing into arcane super easy there. But then you have the 2 other unlimited farms. One is the Citrine Mirror Defense, where you can turn in the drops, the red and the blue crystals, for arcanes. And then you have the Conjunction Survival. So Cascade, probably Conjunction Survival also. I do a lot of leveling. If I get tired of doing ESO, I'll do a Conjunction Survival. And just whenever I build up enough of the resource to turn in for arcanes, I'll just check Warframe Market and sell whatever it is. But this means, mainly for most people, if you do Steel Path regularly, it means all of those Mercilesses, Deadheads, Dexterity Arcanes, where you have hundreds of them. I know you guys do. I do. Literally means you're just going to be able to roll anything arcane-wise that you don't have. So, like, that's going to allow me to finish up the last couple of Duviri Arcanes. And more importantly, the arcanes most people don't have. The Theorem Arcanes. So, it could be interesting. If you can get the Steel Path, you can get yourself a Merciless. It means most Mercilesses. I don't think there would be too much of a play, depending on the conversion rate. Right? Depending on the conversion rate. But I genuinely don't think there would be a play for buying, like, rank 5 Mercilesses. Depending on how bad you want stuff. Now, that being said, you could make a play by buying Mercilesses, converting them into the Duviri Arcanes, and then selling those. And just, like, mass dissolving them and playing the RNG game. People do that with relics, farming rare stuff. And a lot of them do really, really well because they'll group together. Just one person needs the part. You run it like a Radiant or something like that. But with this, I don't know. I'm probably going to be dissolving all of my Steel Path Arcanes except for like whatever rank 5 I need and like my 1 rank 4 for Deadhead so I can do testing. And I think that's going to be the case for most people.
The Murmur Eye. We're putting that in. Okay.
You like that?
Okay.
I like it.
I'm a writer. I'm not. And then as well, the 55th Warframe Corvex is coming, Signature Archon, the Mandanel, I don't know how I said that, Alternate Helmet, and Sindana. And then not shown here, but we have talked about him a lot. Perhaps we'll show him later on, is Sevagoth Glaucus skin. With
That would go great with the Twitch drop with the Game Awards.
Wouldn't that be
So what is that? There's a new frame. So that's 6,000 mastery rank. There's a new hammer that's 3. An archgun that's 3. So what would that put us at? Hold on. Oh, and the Grimoire. Having a brain fart. So the frame plus the hammer plus the archgun plus the Grimoire. So if there's 2 other things, that means Mastery or Legendary 4 is available. Obviously, Founders are going to get it
nice?
if it's just released with this.
Wow.
Planning.
As well, the Serapad Epitaph skin and the Gillychap shoulder plate, which we showed you last stream with the
I
little
would
fish that floats
assume
around.
there's
We have
there's
that new
another
hammer, the
weapon that's not
Ekine,
being
we talked
shown.
about fur pattern, Grimoire skins, and Capture scenes as well. And then to top it all off, we have
Gauss Prime.
we have the Clan Operation Gargle's Cry, which
Yeah,
will
and
launch
Gauss Prime would
after the update.
guarantee
Stay
it.
tuned. We'll give you exact dates. Don't worry. No leaderboards, just
So
fun
basically,
times,
MR
as well as the
or
Archon
Legendary
Shard,
4
Portal
is gonna be
Fusion, and
available.
Archon Dissolution. Did it again!
Arcane Dissolution.
Arcane Dissolution. Just some little tweaks to familiar systems. You've got your stockpile of Archon Shards and Arcanes. Now you got something to do with it to get something else. It's good times. Now, do you want to talk about Gauss
leaderboards,
Prime?
that's fun.
All right. Not coming with this update, but coming in January, we
leaderboards.
have the
What's
next
this
Prime Warframe,
participation
which is
trophy
Gauss
shit?
Prime. Wow! Who would have thought? Who would have thought
So
we would go
shocked
there?
right now.
Wowie wow. So in January, Gauss Prime will be launching on all platforms. Here we see him here in beautiful motion. He will also be coming, of course, with accessories, as we know. He'll be coming with not only
Thank
the Exalted
God.
Prime, but also the Icarius Prime, the Prime's Ultra Prime Sindana, the Dopline Prime Armor, the Prime. Oh, he's got alternate helmet, but we're gonna actually go into gameplay as well and show him because he's just
Yeah.
perfect.
Come on over.
Look at this jumpy boy.
He has the fastest feet.
This is Red when she tries to take pictures.
I know.
Yes, that is you. That is you.
I can't sit
You just
still.
get itchy, yeah.
So here,
That looks fucking ugly. Like the helmet. I mean, I guess they're going for like what? What is that? A rabbit? Or a fox? I mean, I'm stoked for Gauss Prime, but okay.
here's Gauss Prime
cool.
with nothing on. He is just.
Oh.
Well, I just mean like he's
Frame
not kitted out
confirmed
yet.
naked.
Here's him with all of his armor and his Sindana on. Wow.
And the best red line modification known to man.
Watch the head.
Watch the head. Watch his
the
little
head.
ears.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. I love him. I love him.
The enthusiasm for that is
Oh, it's like
amazing.
I could just watch it all day. His alarms go out.
Okay.
Oh,
Aerodynamics.
He is an aerodynamic boy, and I don't know, but Reb hated this fashion.
The
Hate it.
attachments
I
look
did not.
good.
That is
Rue's
libelous
excited about it.
slander.
Yeah,
The
this looks-
attachments
it looks
look
great.
really good.
Oh my God.
You did it.
Jeff?
You did it.
That's tasteful.
Yep.
I don't like the helmet
You're making that
though.
up.
Wow, it took
I
me
understand
until
it's got the
2023 to get a
little-
tasteful
Yes.
in my comment.
That was your Christmas present.
That was my Christmas present. Thank you. So, like I said, the Exceltra Prime, the Icarius Prime will be coming.
Really cool.
And a little bonus as well to Gauss Prime is
A floof and a noggle.
where the Noggle exists in a weird, invisible way.
Yeah.
Where at the end of the year you would get a Noggle for the subsequent Prime Warframes that you perhaps purchased. But we're making it more visible now that you will get the Gauss Prime Noggle, and he's getting a floof, my friends. Look at how he does not redline, unfortunately, but he is cute.
Very, very cute.
He's very cute.
Yeah, he's looking awesome, and that's going to come in January. So, you know, you can play
That's a
Whispers in
big
December, and
floof,
then when
isn't
January
it?
turns around, we'll have the actual launch date for you on Gauss Prime. So you can start your year off
And he's kind of
with a
transparent.
fast Warframe.
There you go. And might I say, one of the best Prime trailers we've ever done.
Oh my God, it is so.
Oh.
It's still in progress. The
Sorry,
team's
I didn't mean to tease
Nobody
you.
show you.
I didn't mean to
Yeah,
tease
we
you.
can't show you yet.
I did not mean to tease you.
Yeah, the Saint of Ultra himself has been primed.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Is that we are actually sunsetting the closed beta app on November 30th, which means we are focusing on the official release of the mobile app in 2024. This is something we mentioned at TennoCon, is that 2024 will be when we get mobile out, and as well, we're working on cross-save for it. So it's not coming with when we launch cross-save, but we are working on the functionality, which is why we're sunsetting the app. And then for Android users, 1 second. Let me just make sure that,
Is it-
let me just, yay! We are getting ready for signups to be notified that the Android app is ready. So you can do !Android if you're an Android
Okay.
user and want to. When Whispers in the Walls launches, so will Cross Save.
But
Mobile
There's a but.
Warframe.
There's always a but.
there's a
If
big
you're
No,
asked
it's fine.
about
It's
it.
fine. We are going to be rolling out Cross Save in phases. We're calling it the Drip Gate. I'm making that official. I
It is
guess.
the Drip Gate.
We're doing
It's
a
not
drip
a floodgate.
No,
It's a Drip Gate.
If you
Okay,
Very
don't
well.
use websites in 2023.
Our website's broken right now?
It says here that the website is mega broken for cross-save information or the Android thing.
Okay.
Don't use websites.
just listen to us talk.
Yeah, we are.
Just hang out.
We're gonna fix the website.
Don't use the websites ever ask for it all at once.
Yep.
We need to load manage and we need to phase it so that we can catch issues in batches rather than potentially, being taken down due to infrastructure load. So it is very much going to be a staggered release over the course of the Whispers in the Wall launch window.
Rudy, you mind going to that slide? Thank
So we're
you.
load
Appreciate
managing
it.
the drip gate.
We are load managing the Drip Gate.
Yes. Yes, thank you. We are going to start with founders, and then we will be very communicative as to where the drip gate is in terms of allowing other people to come in. We're going to start with founders, obviously assess, see how that's going, manage the load. The last thing we want is for people to have a negative reaction to cross save with our servers crashing and all of that. So we want to make sure that we're doing this respectfully, appropriately, because we have to also hop.
But just to be clear, we're literally doing exactly what we did with relay stress testing. So this isn't a new thing when we
So
do a stress test.
cross-platform
Speaking of
December.
cross-save,
Coming next month.
We all
coming
know
next
what the goal of
Drip.
that is.
full drip.
Life.
Now, when cross save becomes available to yourself, let's say I'm a founder, I'm going in, I have basically kind of two actions immediately that I can do. One of them is called linking, and one of them is called merging.
That's right.
And linking is essentially, let's say when I have my PC account and I have my Xbox account. I want to make my PC the one ring to rule them all, and I want that to be what I play on. Maybe I have the most progress on it. I've got just the most time invested in that one, and I would like to play my PC account on my Xbox. I link the two. When I go to log in on Xbox, I have all my PC progress, and I'm going. I'm doing just continuing where I left off, and I can bounce back and forth because I have those linked. Merging is a one-time situation, and we're going to have a basically one-time account merge for players where I want to bring my Xbox stuff over to my PC account because I want my PC account to be my main one to rule them all. I'm going to merge those two accounts. Now, respectfully, there are going to be some items that do not merge over.
Yep.
We do have an FAQ. I understand the site is broken. We will get it up. But this FAQ does include things that won't be brought over. There are some exclusive skins. There's
Founders gear.
Yeah, we really had to make sure that over our 10 years of Warframe with different platforms that we had to look at every single item that we put out, be that one-off promotions 8 years ago.
We have an NVIDIA skin from 2013. Where
Yeah.
does that go? What was the legal copy like that from 2013? So
Yes.
everything has a catch. So yeah.
Yeah, so respectfully, there will be some items that we will not be able to merge over. Again, the site will have it once it's up. But we are doing a account merge cutoff, and that cutoff was actually at 2 p.m. today when the dev
too
stream
late.
started. No, it's fine.
No, it's good. This is
Yes, any account created before today at 2 p.m. Eastern time is eligible for that one-time account merge. Why we do that is because if we were to tell you,
I could go make an account on every platform, merge them all together if I knew merging was coming. This is a good faith system we've done, and as a result, we have already closed the gates for account merging because there is no realistic use case where you would need to merge an account after we've told you account merging exists because it's for those of you that have accounts already and want them combined. So
Right.
because of that, the gate's closed, this drip gate is closed, and the merging is just a situation where I bought, say for instance, I bought a Prime Access on my Switch account, but I also bought it on my PC account. I can merge my Switch and PC account into one, and I can only do it if I have a time machine.
Yep.
Correct.
I think everyone seems to understand that in chat.
Yeah.
That's why
Yep.
they're smart.
That's why they're smart.
that's why we like to chat. See questions about Tenogen.
I wonder how that's gonna work. I'm assuming they're just not gonna compensate. Like it'd be like complaining about drapes not matching when talking about a house, right? But if you buy something like what she said, Prime Access on both, what do you do with like the extra Cyandanas and the accessories? Like, is there compensation for that?
Within
I
this
mean,
one-time
obviously-
transfer, or merge, sorry, we will be doing a one-time
We'll see
Tenogen
how that
transfer
goes.
between PC and consoles when cross-platform save does launch. But after that one-time merge, PC or Steam Tenogen purchases will be limited to PC accounts, and you'll only be able to use them on the PC build. You cannot buy PC Tenogen and transfer it to consoles. And console Tenogen purchases that you make with Platinum on the console version will be transferable across those platforms, so Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, but not to Steam PC. Oh, sorry, I was going to say something.
No, I can back you up if you need it.
Back me up.
Do you need backup?
Back me up.
Okay, we're basically binding Tenogen to their respective ecosystems, but there is that one-time transfer.
Yeah,
that
the
you mentioned.
one-time transfer. We value our Tenogen artists so much, and the last thing we want is for someone to make yucky of that situation with the for platinum versus for real money. So we want to keep our Tenogen artists safe with that and continue the Tenogen program with cross save, and that's how we have come to the conclusion to do. So there will be a one-time transfer of all your Tenogen stuff to whatever
you've already purchased,
that you already
right?
purchased.
Yep.
If you're in that eligibility window,
That's right.
that you can merge.
I wonder what the pay rates on that is. I've heard 30% floated, but I've never seen it like in an official DE document. I wonder what the payout rates are between Xbox, because I know you can buy Tenogen for plat over there. And I think you can gift it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But why wouldn't you want, like, what would actually be the unsafe thing? Like, wouldn't that encourage people to buy something more since you have one account on everything? Because I've heard from a couple people where it's like, oh, they'll buy like the plat based like fashion. They'll buy the plat based fashion, but they'll have like a main account that has the Tenogen, and they won't buy Tenogen on the other one. Like, I can't see the issue of a lot of people buying Tenogen with a bunch of items across multiple platforms being a large issue. Like, generally, you're going to have a main account, and on the secondary, like, I have alts. I'm not buying anything besides, like, a plat on the discount. Like, I'll get some, like, fashion and whatnot on the other account, but it's going to be plat-based. I'm not buying Tenogen on the other one. Because if I'm going to want to do, like, fashion or have something look good, I'm going to do it on my main account, and I'll, you know, just deal with it. Like, I'm not buying Prime Accesses with the other account. So I mean, maybe there's a reason for it, but I kind of would have hoped, like, if you could have bought, you would have just had one account. Because this is going to be obviously something where it's like they said there was the window. It's not really a window, it's more like a cutoff. Where it just would have actually been a properly merged account. But it seems like a merged account light. But obviously they're saying you get it the one time. It's just, I'm not a fan of the asterisk. If there's going to be cross-save, kind of needs to be cross-save, you know?
To your
Otherwise,
one
call
account
it
to rule
something
them all,
else.
Be that on console, be that on PC, wherever it is. You'll be able to merge them all, and then after you've done that one-time merge, if you are on console and you make that platinum purchase of a Tenogen, you will only be able to have it when you are playing on that console. But if you come back to PC, you won't have it on that.
Yep. And this, there is an FAQ on this.
There is an
We
FAQ.
have big plans to make sure that 2024 is a great year for more Tenogen for everyone. We really want to make sure that creators that spend time making these
I know
skins
they're
can
gonna
get their
make a
revenue
smart
share,
decision
and that we
about
can
this.
provide all platforms with their beautiful cosmetics. But if we cut off the economy at its head, Tenogen does not exist. So this is not a easy problem to solve, but this solution is the one that we're happiest with, that treats our Tenogen artists the best. And I mean, this Tenogen program has been going on since 2015. It's very important to us, and we want to make sure that we handle it right. And if there are questions, the FAQ is there.
And that is cross-platform save.
Is there a deadline for the merge, or is it merely just looking at the age
We
of
look
the
at the age
accounts?
of the account. If an account is created after,
Why couldn't you just, if you merge an account and one of the merged accounts is on PC, just force them to buy Tenogen on PC and take away the ability to buy Tenogen for plat on the Xbox, like the Xbox, PlayStation, and the Switch or whatever? Isn't that just the easy solution? Just take away if you merge it, if you make the decision to merge, you have to buy it for cash. Wouldn't that like massively benefit
Database
the
date,
people
2 p.m.
instead
on
of
the
having
24th
the
November, they
plat
cannot merge.
conversion?
If I don't get to it till, say, March 2024.
Oh, no, you can merge.
I
I
can
see what
merge.
you're
It's just the age of the account is what matters.
Yeah.
When it was created, not when I go to do the merge.
No, like if I'm going to be on a yacht with Megan in LA, not working for 6 months. We're taking 6 months off. We'll
There you
merge
go,
when we
State
get
is your
back.
show now,
Okay.
Bara.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not doing that.
No,
We're
we're
working
not
very
doing that.
hard.
Just kidding.
I don't like boats. I'm afraid of sharks.
Let's give it platinum prize. Let's do it. God, I'm sweating. 1,000 platinum going to a lucky Twitch viewer. By the you're gonna have to read it out 'cause I can't read that.
JK card.
JK.
Steve? No?
No DE.
Oh.
No DE. And
Don't go to websites.
and
Just toss your way.
No, I mean, I'm very excited
All
to
right.
get the update to you guys.
Easy enough. Final thoughts. It just seems like an update. I know that's not really like a hard take on it. I think it is going to be another DE update. They seem to be doing better with like bugs in terms of like the really, really nasty ones. But obviously there's going to be stuff that goes wrong. The big takeaway in terms of the arcanes is going to be that dissolving thing. That is going to be fucking massive. I'm hyped about that because there's a couple of, arcanes that I just can't be pissed to go farm. Like, I don't want to go farm like a couple of the theorems. There's like a couple that are at like rank 4. Like it's like I just want to buy the plat or take the plat and just buy the arcane to finish out the rank 5. And a couple of the demulsants need a couple. I'll probably just, and everybody that has it should just roll that shit. I guess this also means if you're an Eidolon hunter, get fucked. Frankly, because like you can just go farm Steel Path and get your arcanes eventually. I'd be interested to see what the drop rate on that stuff is. Like, if you do the Eidolon arcanes, is it going to match the Eidolon drop rate? Like, that would make sense, right? But what do you do with the arcanes? Like, Duviri has a drop rate, but no store. I mean, technically, they don't have a store. You got that 1 a day thing, right? But, like, the Deimos arcanes, does that include the Lloyd store? And, like, the Zeraman? Like, why would you go farm those? Or why would you use that on those? It's like the Zeraman's going to be the main source if you're trying to stack up a bunch of arcanes. Like, you're going to want to hit your standing cap at a minimum. And if you have a ton of arcanes and standing from there, like I go get the Kuva from there once a week. For those of you that don't know, you can get 35k Kuva like from Iron Wake. Once a week there. I'm constantly hitting that. But there's a store there. Why would you need to roll those? And say like the mirror defense. Don't need to roll for those. I mean, obviously the answer is then don't roll for them. But there's a pity system associated with those. So I'd be interested to see what the loot pool is. I'm assuming they did the common sense thing and like the Necrolist arcanes is going to be the ones that drop from the vaults, which is going to be great for me because those are the ones that I still need. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, for those of you that watched this long, thank you for watching. I didn't plan on it going this long, but I tried to run the dev stream at 1.5. Korvax, the concrete dude. It's an interesting kit. It depends on how the arch gun is. Knowing that the alt fire goes to a beam could be pretty interesting. I'm gonna want to see how that stuff, you know, gets multiplied out when you start considering like additional buffers on it. What else? The hammer, pure impact. I wonder if that's sort of a tip in terms of what the new faction, the Murmur faction, is going to be. I actually wouldn't be mad if the Murmur faction was weak against Blast. Like, just give Blast something, you know, for raw damage. Make the Murmurs weak against Impact and Blast. I wouldn't be mad at it. So you can do like a raw damage build for that. Actually give Blast something to where it really has a place to shine. But then again, you know, the enemy probably going to have armor, probably going to have shields. So it'd probably take a back seat. But it would make sense, you know, if they're void entities, blowing them apart might actually be sort of common sense there, but I doubt it. So, seems interesting. We'll see how the stuff plays out. I was kind of hoping to see the Grimoire mods. They didn't show any of them. They talked about the Exilus aura. If that bleeds over, that actually has me thinking, does that mean it's like a support aura? Maybe that means they're leaning toward, what would they call it? It'd be, in some games, like a mage, like a caster, right, can carry an item. Sometimes they're called artifacts. But it's basically like what they were showing with the new game mode, where it had the heat and cold, or fire and ice, or fire and cold, or whatever. Where it's something you can carry, like a lantern. Maybe we're looking at potentially like a support item. Like, that would be kind of cool. Like, carry around an artifact with you, and it gives you like generic buffs for like your abilities, so you can actually run on more frames, like a proper ability based setup, but it costs you a secondary. I'd be interested in it, depending on execution, obviously, because right now the meta is your secondary is your primer. And the melee arcanes, they didn't show any of them. Obviously, everybody's going to want to know what those 10 arcanes are. If you can actually do like a melee primer, that'd be pretty cool. But if they're going into like actual support stuff, if they're going to start pulling heavily and hybridizing stuff and actually getting like proper support items, where it's like you'll take like a specific one, and instead of rolling like damage, like the item does no damage whatsoever, but if you carry it and you have it out, like it's like a 10% crit chance buff to the team, 10% crit damage buff to the team, energy per second, healing per second, that sort of thing, depending on how you mod it. Obviously, it's going to have to be like a weak buff, because you can boost that stuff pretty nasty, like to a pretty nasty extent. But if there was something like that where you could upgrade it and maybe it was an experience-based one, I could see that being pretty interesting. Or it's like like you carry one and it's like a plague artifact, where any allies that are within like 10 to 15 meters of you deal like 10%, or that makes the enemy 10% more vulnerable to toxin damage or something like that. If they're starting to lean into that stuff, I'm interested. Obviously, that's not what the Grimoire is. It's a little book that you throw shit at enemies with. But for Fashion Frame, you guys are going to be eating well, apparently. I don't like the Gauss helmet, but those attachments look pretty good. Anyway, my dudes, if you got this far, thank you for watching. Thank you, guys. Had to take a little bit of break. Was burning out of Warframe, not gonna lie. But anyway, Plague Star's over. Let's see what we got. We got some good stuff coming up, and the new Nightwave should be coming out pretty soon. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Have a blessed day.